Good evening, one and all. This is a pre-recorded Seeds of Wisdom this week. I am due to help my stepdaughter with a job application for hopefully a job that she really, really wants. So I've decided to pre-record this one, so I've got to take care of family duties. So the message this week came to me yesterday actually. I was actually listening to my big cousin, Mary Daniels, very proud of her. She did her third TEDx talk. TEDx Tones, I don't know if I pronounced that right, Totnes. If you want to check it out on YouTube. And the title of her talk was about being a fell Goodist. And part of her talk was talking about the different roles that she plays in her life, being a business owner, being a mother. What my mind is like, it only takes a little seed, excuse the pun sometimes, just for something to germinate and grow in my mind. Anyway, got me thinking about how in this world, I don't know if it's just the Western world or just we're caught up with titles, with labels. So we meet someone for the first time, one of the first questions we'll ask is, what's your name? Probably the next question is, what do you do? What do you do, as in, what do you do in life? And it's often defined in a job title, or could be, for example, your students or a particular time in your life. And we place so much meaning, both individually and on others, on that answer. As soon as you answer that question, immediately thoughts are going off in people's head. Or if you're a doctor, okay, you must be well educated, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other, and the stereotypes keep going off. And I was just thinking, do we place too much value on job titles? Do we place too much value on job titles and use that to define us? And I was just kind of thinking about myself, where I am at the moment. So I've got several job titles. I'm working full time. So if someone asks me what I do, that's probably the first thing I will say. And then I'll say recently started my own property consultancy business as well. Those are the kind of two main labels I like. And I was just thinking, I'll be honest with you, the job I'm doing at the moment is not the job that I want to be doing forever. The business that I've got is not the business that I want to be doing forever. There's many other things that I want to do. But I was just thinking to myself, I'm in danger of getting caught up trying to be different labels at different stages in my life. What actually happens when I die? What will people know me for? What will people define me by? Would it be the labels that I've had? I definitely think so. But I want to be remembered for, or I think that we should place far more focus on who we are, the person that we're being. And what do I mean by that? I mean, let's put it this way. So part of my journey with shyness, not knowing myself, is that I've had many different job titles, many labels. I remember going into an interview once, and the interviewer called me a box of licorice all sorts, because there were so many different things, job titles on my CV. I took a little bit of offence to that. I must admit, I don't even meant it in jest or what, and I just having these thoughts made me think back to that moment in my life, and it just reminds me that when you look at someone's CV and the kind of the job they've done, we kind of want it to be like an A to Z story. You did this, so for example, let's think of, a doctor. So you did your med school, you became a junior doctor, and that, and anything that is different from that path, we think, oh, hold on, there must be something wrong here. Rather than perhaps, and people are doing it more. They talk about transferable skills, so skills they can take from other job titles, which they can apply to the current role they're applying for. So we kind of define a person by their label instead of, excuse me, instead of the person that they are or they've become in the job titles they've had. So I want to be remembered for the kind of person I am, or was, not necessarily the title. So, and it's got me thinking, because when I started out on my journey on start my own business, I very much wanted to get my head down, achieve the goals I achieve as soon as possible. But it's just so happened that certain people have come into my life who are down, who need help at the moment, and I'm privileged and in a blessed position that I can feel I can add value to their lives and kind of come alongside them and help them. But the temptation is, especially with my default character trait, just to get down, get on with things, keep those, block out all people, and just achieve my results. But if I achieve those results business wise, what I've done with the people I kind of left behind, the friends, the family, and yes, sometimes we have to make sacrifices, and yes, we can't please everyone. I definitely agree with that. But sometimes maybe we just need to slow down a bit and just remember who we are. Remember, business, money, finance is just one area. Obviously, it's a big area. It affects a lot of people. One of the reasons I think is because of a lack of education about finances, about how to handle your finances. If we could just get the finances thing sorted, so we just dealt with it and it's out of the way, then we could focus on far more other areas. But because I believe a lot of us are uneducated about how to handle money, how to generate money, how to generate wealth, we place all our focus on that to the detriment of things like our health, our spiritual, our relationships with other people. So while I'm on this journey, I'm building up my business, I still need to maintain relationships, because otherwise I could be successful in business but totally failed in relationships. And I think life sometimes is not, you don't just achieve in one area and then kind of you can pick up the other area. For example, I've got children, I've got young children. Yes, there's sacrifices I have to make. There are times when my children want me to play on the Wii and I can't play with them because I've got to get my head down. But there's a balance to be had, and sometimes it's worth just dropping what I'm doing and playing on that Wii, because if it takes me 7, 8 years to get where I want to business-wise and I totally neglect that relationship with them, I can't get those years back. And yes, achieving my business goals may mean I have the time to spend more time with them, but I could have lost that relationship in those 8 years. So it's getting a balance, and it's not an easy thing to do, but there's definitely a balance to be struck. So maybe I'm going a little bit slower business wise because some of my friends at the moment are going through real situations, tough situations, and I'm having to be there for them in terms of time and speaking to them and encouraging them. But it's all about who I am as a person. I enjoy helping people. And just one note to those people who are perhaps like me and struggling to find what their label is or what their job title is. Wherever you are in life, think about who you are more than what you are, what you're doing. So if you're in, like me, I went to college, I struggled through college because I didn't want to, and there was no way I was going to go to university for 4 or 5 years without knowing what I wanted to do, because for me, my why's not strong enough, the motivation is a rocky journey. But while that time I was in college, I could still come along, I could still help people, I could still counsel people, I could still, I'm not saying I did this, but if that was the kind of person I was at the time, I still help people, come alongside people. So no matter what area you are, and if you're feeling frustrated that you're not what you're doing, what you want to do, think about what being the best you can be in that particular moment in your life, in that particular period of your life. So being the best friend, being the best helper, being the best leader. Those transferable skills, those character traits, yeah. Focus much more on the character more than your job title. So gonna start wrapping things up, but in terms of, you know me, I like to do Shyman takeaway, something you can take away, something tangible, an action step we can deal with immediately. Is think about more about who you want to be, or you want to have a little bit of fun. Next time you engage in small talk with someone, instead of asking them what they do, ask them who they are. You might get a bit of a shocked response because people are not used to that. It's just immediate. What's your name? What do you do? What's your name? Who are you? Might throw them, might get some interesting responses. Or if someone asks you what do you do, just say, well, I don't place as much attention about what I do, about who I am, and then go tell you who I am. There's a chap in America called um, Matt Maddox, and he's been a pastor, entrepreneur, speaker, author, all the labels um, around entrepreneurship and that. But he often says that he's most his ultimate goal is to be the best father in the world, to be the best dad in the world. I think that's amazing for me, who grew up without a dad and now being a dad myself. To set your goal to be the best dad in your world. Doesn't matter if you're a CEO, doesn't matter if you're a student, doesn't matter what job title you have. You can still attain to be the best parent in the world. And that doesn't mean just having all the money in the world. It's about instilling those character traits in your children, being a friend to them, being a disciplinarian to them, all those different hats you wear as a parent. To be the best parent you could be I think is an amazing achievement. It may not get recognised as maybe being the number one footballer, the world's best footballer 4 years running or something like that, 5 years running. But it's such a notable and worthy achievement to be the best parent you can be. For some of those who may be in a job that you don't feel that it's very interesting or glamorous, or you don't feel you're doing much, another takeaway you could do is just think about what you actually do, rather than just a job title. Get a bit creative. Think about what you do. So, for example, I help. For example, I help top performing directors achieve their best performance. Now, I could be a tea lady, I could be a tea man, anyway, a tea person, just serving drinks. But by me serving those drinks, maybe give them a chance to have a break, refuel them, energize their body. It may seem like a silly example, but in a sense, if I weren't supplying them with these drinks or whatever, they'd probably be dehydrated. Dehydration is more dangerous than not eating. It seems a very trivial thing that I'm saying. Or I help people put a smile on their face every day. I could be a checkout person at Tesco's. I can either just beep, 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 scan the food items, much like those machines do, or I could say, oh, hi, how are you? How's your day going? Can I help you with that? You look nice in what you're wearing today. You just don't know those small things. There could be someone who is had an absolutely horrible day, and just by you smiling and being friendly and taking pride in your job and yourself and being the best who you are, rather than being defined and caught up in the job which perhaps is paying minimum wage, perhaps status wise is not seen as high as other jobs. And I'm telling you this for sure. You can hook me up on this, or quote me on this. I know it's true for myself. If you show those characteristics in any job you do, people will notice. People will notice and possibly earmark you for different things. I don't want to say higher things. I don't think that's necessarily the best word to use. Show your character traits. If you could be faithful in the small things, then you may be given the opportunity to be faithful in the bigger things. You can see in what I'm saying, there's no job titles in that. It's about your character trait. So maybe if you're doing a job that you think is a mundane job, whatever, think about how you actually help people, what you actually do, what you can do in that job. Bring a smile to your face. Doesn't matter what job you have, you can bring a smile to your face. You could be positive, you could be punctual, you could be hardworking, you can go above and beyond what your job title, your job role encompasses. That doesn't matter about what job you have. And in fact, a lot of the top CEOs, directors, who often don't even apply for jobs, they get headhunted because what they can, obviously their technical aptitude obviously has got to be, but more about what they can bring to a role, their character traits, how to demonstrate leadership and what have you. It will serve you well. It will serve you well. There's one more point I had to share, but I can't remember it. So I probably rattled on for long enough. But I hope that's helped someone. I know that's what I'm going to start looking at, because I've been slightly frustrated in my progress business wise, and sometimes the glory is, you've heard this of people, they sacrifice everything, family, relationships, time with loved ones, to achieve their goal, and then when they hit their goal, it is not what they expected it to be, and along the way they sacrifice relationships and what have you that they can't get back. So you often hear it says, enjoy the journey, enjoy the person you're going to be, enjoy the person you are now, when you're getting to your ultimate destination, and whatever it is. I hope this message just helps someone. Don't know if there'll be Seeds of Wisdom next week, as I'm away on holiday, spending time with the family. And yeah, I had something good to say, but yeah, that's it. July is gonna be 1 year since I started on this journey of Facebook Lives. So we're gonna have a little celebration, and then I've got some thoughts about future of Seeds of Wisdom. So I'll be sharing them with you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you for the person you've helped me to become, or realize the person I've become by actually doing these Facebook Lives, going from the Shy Man to speaking live on Facebook Live, and that bit in between is a massive story and journey in there. So thank you for being part of that. And if you think this message will resonate with someone, please share it. If you think it resonates with yourself, then take action. And I'll take care. I'll see you soon. God bless.